Claisen's condensation. कोई रिएक्शन नंबर बता सकता है क्या? The next reaction that we have is called as Claisen's condensation. चलो, let's understand कि Claisen's condensation में होता क्या है. Now, in Claisen's condensation, we have an ester containing minimum of 2 alpha hydrogens. I repeat, Claisen's condensation may require an ester containing 2 alpha hydrogens. So let's say this is my ester. यहाँ पे मुझे पता है ये मेरा अल्फा कार्बन है, and of course I need 2 units of this. Along with that I have सोडियम इथॉक्साइड. ये बेस यहाँ पे हमारा प्रोटॉन एक्सट्रैक्शन का काम करता है, जस्ट लाइक वी डिड इन एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन. एंड फाइनल प्रोडक्ट विल लुक समथिंग लाइक दिस. इसको हम मैकेनिज्म से समझने की कोशिश करेंगे. एसिटो एस्टर अब बोल सकते हैं इसे, एसिटिक एस्टर, और यू कैन कॉल इट एज, ये आपका अल्फा कार्बन हो गया, ये आपका बीटा कार्बन. यू कैन कॉल इट एज अ बीटा keto ester. So basically in Claisen's condensation what we get is we get beta keto ester. चलो, let's start. Mechanism बहुत आसान है. Mechanism is exactly like what we did people in aldol condensation. The formation of enolate ion is your rate determining step. So this is your ester. ठीक है, and the base will extract a proton. This is base extracts proton. So what do we have here? CH2 minus and C double bond O CH3. Remember हम इसे क्या बोलते थे हमारा? We call this as our enolate ion. This is our enolate ion. Enolate ion का भी resonance होगा. I'm not showing that. Next step, what happens? The enolate ion this is your ester. पहले इसका resonance करते हैं. When this resonates, we get CH3 CO minus C plus and O CH3, and this enolate ion ये आपका न्यूक्लियोफाई जैसे भी काम करेगा. ये पॉजिटिव सेंटर पे it attacks. So what do we have here now? CH3 CO minus OCH3 CH2 C double bond O CH3. Next step पे these electrons will come here, double bond, and ये हो गया आपका leaving ring. ठीक है. C double bond O, OCH3. Did you people get that? Remember, you should have a minimum of 2 alpha hydrogens. Ester should have a minimum of 2 alpha hydrogen for the reaction to take place. And the reason for that is, see, this is your product. Okay. Now what happens here is, see, there is still base present. So base क्या करेगा यहाँ से C2H5 O minus will again extract this H, and what do we have here? CH3, C double bond O, CH. Again there is a formation of a enolate ion, but this Na plus gets attracted here. Okay, and in the presence of a solvent, यहाँ पे एक इक्विलिब्रियम एस्टैब्लिश होता है. This, the anion over here, the nucleophile, sorry, ये जो बेस की तरह काम करेगा will extract H plus from the solvent, and ये एक equilibrium is established. If there it's not a 2 alpha carbon ester, this equilibrium is not established, and that is why for Claisen's condensation we need a ester with at least 2 alpha hydrogens. Ester with at least 2 alpha hydrogen atoms. Okay, that is Claisen's condensation. Next, the next reaction that we have is called as benzoin condensation. Now let's understand what is benzoin condensation. I have benzaldehyde, ठीक है. I need 2 units of benzaldehyde. I need Cn minus as my nucleophile, so HCN in the presence of NaOH will produce nucleophile Cn minus. Let's understand first एक डब्बा mechanism way में. During resonance the electrons will go to oxygen, and ये hydrogen को ये oxygen पे लेके जाओ. I repeat, that's not the exact way to understand, but पहले हम डब्बा mechanism से करते हैं. So what do we have here? ये आपका ring, and then C double bond O bond H bonded to, sorry, H is not there, C bonded to C, ऊपर OH H, and this compound is called as benzoin. Chalo, so let's understand this from a mechanism perspective. Again, mechanism बहुत easy है. I repeat, you need HCl and NaOH for the nucleophile Cn minus we know that benzaldehyde, this will resonate and give us a resonating form कुछ ऐसा that looks like this, carbon with a plus, and ये हमारा nucleophile है CN minus, this comes here, so we have C O minus Cn and H. Okay? Now, see what's happening here. The next step is called as intramolecular proton transfer, IMPT. ठीक है, या इंट्रामोलिकुलर प्रोटॉन एक्सचेंज भी बोल सकते हैं. ट्रांसफर की जगह आई वुड से प्रोटॉन एक्सचेंज. So when I say proton exchange, this will come out in the form of H and ये H plus to the oxygen. So C OH Cn, and here I have, that's intramolecular proton exchange. Now, once again, after that intramolecular proton exchange, let's say this is your benzaldehyde जो resonance के बाद मिलता है हमें. This is my intramolecular proton exchange. What is going to happen? There's bonding here. Did you will get that? Now see, I want my catalyst back, Cn minus, which means that kahin se to Cn minus has to come out. Yes or no? Again, this H comes out in the form of H plus, these electrons come to O, which means the IMP which happened, वापस से यहाँ पे you have one more intramolecular proton exchange. And क्या हुआ, वो exchange मिलके and what will happen last step में, these electrons will come here and form a double bond which is your benzoin. Benzoin condensation. Did you people get that? Yes or no? चलो, let's move ahead with the next reaction. Next reaction का नाम है, now this is, ये suddenly बीच पे डाल दिया है हमने. Okay, पहले पढ़ाना चाहिए था, but that was my mistake. इसे हम बोलते हैं pinacolone rearrangement. Let's understand what happens in pinacolone rearrangement. यहाँ पे हमारे पास है propanone एसीटोन, ठीक है, 2 यूनिट है एसीटोन के, ठीक है. देन वी हैव मैग्नीशियम अमेलगम, ठीक है, एंड आई नीड अ सॉल्वेंट. व्हाट वी फर्स्ट गेट हियर इज ये कंपाउंड, इस कंपाउंड का नाम है पिनाकोल, ठीक है. And this pinacol on acid hydrolysis gives us, ऐसा कभी कभी just write H2SO4, हमें मिलेगा we get this compound plus H2O. So basically pinacol is a, or it is a vicinal alcohol. Chalo, let's try and understand this again. It's a very very simple mechanism. Okay, step 1, magnesium, we know it is a really good reducing agent. And acetone, propanone on resonance, propanone के बाद resonance के बाद propanone would look something like this. Correct? So I have 2 of these, and यहाँ पे I have 2 electrons from magnesium. So this takes 1 electron. तो क्या मिला हमें? Something like this, एक radical anion O पे माइनस भी है, and yes or no? One more of this. And now what happens? CH3, CO minus, CH3, CO minus, यहाँ पे एक इलेक्ट्रॉन था, they will form a bond. ये बॉन्ड बना दिया हमने. And next step में this O minus will extract सॉल्वेंट से अ H प्लस, और यहाँ से भी हमने सॉल्वेंट से क्या एक्सट्रैक्ट कर दिया. सो व्हाट डू वी हैव? CH3 C OH, CH3 C OH, CH3 and CH3, ये बन गया आपका, दिस इज योर पिनाकोल. With me till here? चलो. Now next step में, I'll write it on the next page. ये आपका पिनाकोल, and you have H plus from the H2SO4 or from the acid. वो H plus कहाँ जाने वाला है? It goes to the oxygen atom over here. And what do we have? CH3 C OH CH3 C ऑक्सीजन के पास previously it had 2 lone pair, now it has only 1. So this is CH3 and then CH3 over here. Next step, these electrons का bonds are taken by oxygen. So क्या मिला हमें? CH3 C OH CH3 C CH3 and plus H2O. Next step, carbocation rearrangement. एक मिथाइल शिफ्ट होता है यहाँ पे, look at the methyl shift. So what do we get here? CH3 C OH C CH3 methyl shift done. This carbon gets a, ये methyl shift कर दिया जैसे, and then finally these electrons will come here. CH3 C OH. Oxygen now develops a, because previously it had 2 lone pair, now it has only 1 C CH3 and finally HSO4 will extract the proton. Oxygen will get back its lone pairs and मिल गया हमें हमारा pinacolone. This reaction is known as pinacol-pinacolone rearrangement. So this is people pinacol-pinacolone rearrangement. आपको एक और चीज याद रखना है, the migratory order. Okay, तो सबसे पहले if there is an aryl group तो आप उसको migrate करोगे, or the second preference will be the bulkiest alkyl group, and last में the migration will take place of hydride. For example, what I'm trying to say is, यहाँ पे जैसे ये हमारा methyl migration था. Okay, चलो.